and owner of the White Rabbit Magic Shop, Joshua Lantine, now on Rough Edge FM.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Magic Talk. Are you actually drinking?
I wasn't ready.
Okay,
you didn't tell me.
This is not product placement time. So
I got sponsored. You didn't hear?
No, I missed that part. Welcome to another episode of Magic Talk. I am your host, the renowned magician, James Lantine. Just remember that, Joshua.
You know what's funny?
I don't know why he teases me for being fat and being, nice and round, but I thought that was kind of rude of Scott, but that's what I am. I am the round magician, James Lantine.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
I'm still the owner of the White Rabbit Magic Shop.
Yeah, you are.
I know.
And
you keep teasing me for that all the time, yet I am still your boss.
That's true. And you are also the owner of the tax burden. So congratulations. Yay. Hey,
Darn it.
What? Bleep.
What did I do?
This is a family-friendly radio show.
I actually bleeped that out myself. Did you listen?
Yeah, I did, but
it was a shh, and then
is that okay?
It was a shh, and then yeah.
Yeah, okay. You go with that. Anyways, hey, you know what? We are in the top 5 must listen to magic podcasts in the world.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
No, I didn't. But we are in
that happened. That happened last week.
I see. I read it wrong because I saw the top 5, and when it said must listen to, I was going don't listen to. And so I thought, ooh, that's the wrong list to be on. But no, we are on the must listen to Magic Talk radio shows for 2021
in the world.
Ooh. And that was that list was prepared by my mom.
Oh God. Grandma, I don't know why he picks on you. I'm so sorry.
I know. No, actually, we are in good company. Vanishing Ink is number 1. Penguin number 2.
Of course.
Then there was a UK company and a Hong Kong or China or Japan, one of those Asian countries, and then us.
So the UK company was that was it Kmart, was it?
I don't believe so. I'm not sure. I'll look it back up.
Okay.
But I'm actually surprised. The Asian company is not number 1 because they're good at everything. But hey, for once they're number 4.
Number 4, yeah. Well, I mean, it's Vanishing Ink. How can you go and how can you not listen to Joshua J?
I know that's true. That's true. Hey, so
and Andy Gladwin,
we have another special guest on, so I'm actually pretty stoked about this. We have.
Did you forget his name?
No, I didn't. But he's private messaging me, and I can't do a private chat along. Yes, it's on the White Rabbit Magic Shop Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel, and we have another listener on. Apparently, it's the renounced magician. I've been renounced.
I just saw that too.
Yeah,
that's funny, Dave.
Thank you for that, David. I appreciate it. Anyways, we have a special guest, another special guest. So we've had a couple of guests on. Like 2 weeks ago, we had the Wildcat Jackson, and then we had Fred Blanco. Yep. And last week we had Ash K and Kevin the Cap.
Yep.
And this week we have a special guest, Kris Sheppard, and we'll have to ask him what his split personality is because we need 2 guests on in one show. So
it's I know what it is actually because we're number 5 as far as the podcast goes. So we need to have 5 guests, and that's it. Then we're done.
Oh, so we had 2, and then 2, and then 1.
Yeah, and now we're done.
We're done. Our show's done. All right. Well, thank you for that. Let's bring on Kris Sheppard to the floor. Hey, Kris, how you doing? He's drinking too.
Sorry.
Holy cow!
You said no product placement, but it's only water.
Oh, well, okay, that's good. I was going to say you got vodka. Joshua's got some green can, which we won't mention.
Okay.
And
water with lemon. Water.
Ooh, water. and I got a little product placement going on here. I got Gene Simmons, I think it is, from Kiss, hanging on. And then I got like a little horsey, and thank God they pulled the other stuff that used to hang from this.
So, Kris, I got to let you know, this is the portion of the show where we don't talk about magic whatsoever. And for whatever reason, that's part of our show. We have to do that every single time, not just completely ignore the topic of the podcast.
I thought the whole show was not about magic, and we had one 5-minute segment, and then everything else wasn't about magic. I mean, that's what you said last time, Josh.
That's what I said? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that our new gimmick?
That's our new gimmick. We magic talk, where we don't talk about magic.
So if it's not about magic, I mean, we could talk about this water. If I leave the lemons in long enough, it will very, very slowly turn into lemonade. So
that's true.
That
not magic, it's science.
There you go. So Kris, longtime friend, and you've been out in California, you lived, now you are in Florida. We're still trying to figure out why. I think I know why you left California, but it's like the great exodus that's happening here. Everybody seems to be leaving us, and pretty soon Joshua and I are going to be the only ones left.
Man, where are you guys going to go?
It's funny because it used to be an oversaturated market for magic. And now we're like the only two magicians left. Everybody else, Utah and Arizona and Florida, and
Bob went to Utah, right? And
Idaho. Bob went to Utah. Bruce went to Arizona. Lincoln went to Idaho. You went to Florida.
You went to Florida?
Yeah, I'm in Florida,
dude.
He wanted to be close to Disney World.
It's the magical place, the most magical place in the world. So,
and it is actually better than California, but
that is fair. I'll give it that. That's
still
fair.
Haven't experienced the too much of the humidity yet, but it's good because it makes my hair frizz up. So.
Yeah. And once the humidity hits, Kris, you will be back.
Well, we are going to come back and visit during the summer, so we're like almost there anyway, I think. So I'll certainly come by and visit the magic shop.
Awesome.
If you don't, I'll be hurt.
So
I don't want to hurt you.
People are, aside from the fact that you have a strappingly nice looking head, people are probably wondering, why is Kris Sheppard on the show? Well, Kris is a magician, fellow magician, as well as you actually have your own podcast. But your podcast has a little bit of a different twist to it, right? So tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Sure. So it's called Performer Stories, and I describe it as this: the amazing, the funny, the cringeworthy, and the heartwarming magicians, comedians, musicians, actors, and other entertainers tell their most interesting stories from on the road and on the stage. And this can be anything from if we're talking magicians or whatever, maybe it's a particularly interesting audience member. Maybe it's an interaction with another magician that's like a coincidence. I talked to Ryan Kane of a while back, and he talked about how he ran into another well-known magician who was from like another place in the country, and they were actually going to a gig in the same venue, basically different parties, different events, but so it could be anything like that, cringeworthy. There's a story that I actually sent James a clip to where a guy accidentally put his knee down on glass live on stage during a performance. So yeah, it's they run the gamut. I've had some pretty interesting stories, and I'm only collecting more.
So this is actors, this is performers of any type, as well as magicians.
Indeed, yeah.
Cool. So
Yep.
I could tell you like my story of when I ran into Penn at the airport.
Yes, please.
Or when we set the stage on fire. Yeah. So actually, we have. You may have seen this. Have you seen our picture of Penn and Teller at the magic shop?
Yes, I have.
And there's actually a story behind that picture. So may I share?
It's your show, and I would absolutely love to hear it.
If Penn has heard this story ever, while it's been cycling through the internet, I'm sure he has heard it a million times already.
Yeah, he's probably going to come and take the picture down and rip it up on me. But
because I give it to you once, but I'm not giving it to you all those other times.
So we were actually, I was flying out of Burbank, and I happened to be walking by. We were on a flight going to Vegas, and I saw Penn sitting in the just the regular lounge area, like with everybody else. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's Penn Jillette. How cool. But I didn't
on the plane.
No, not yet.
Oh,
thanks for ruining the story. No,
yeah, spoiler. He got on a plane, huh?
Yeah. That's my story. We just got on a plane together. No.
Amazing.
So I didn't want to bother him because I didn't want to be that guy. And so then we get on the plane, and he's sitting on first class, and I'm literally like in the last row of the plane. And so I thought, I'm not going to ever run to him like this again. So I'm going to ask him. So as I'm walking through first class, I said, hi, Penn, big fan. I'm a magician as well. We own a magic shop out here. Would you mind signing a card for me? And he's like, come on, I don't do that. And I went, okay. And so I kept walking. So I went on the back, and now just in case, because, we are the 5th must listen to talk radio show. So I don't want, if he's listening, we're number 5. Maybe he's only going to go down the list to 4 and be safe. But just in case, I'm not going to use the adjective that I use to describe what happened. But but I went to the back of the airplane, and the flight attendant comes up to me. She's like, hey, how you doing? And I said, fine. And she's like, what's the matter? And I said, well, there's a not so nice person on the airplane.
You can say it. He said worse. Come on now.
Okay. I said, well, there's an asshole on the airplane. And she's like, who's that? Yeah, I know. Great. We're going to be blacklisted now, Josh. Thanks. And she's like, who's that? And I said, well, Penn from Penn and Teller. She's like, yeah. I said, well, I just asked him for an autograph, and he shot me down. And she's like, you're kidding me. So she goes back, and she's sitting in the front seat in front of him, and she's kind of sitting over the seat, and they're giggling and they're laughing and ha 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 ha. And all of a sudden she comes back, and she goes, you're right. He is. He wouldn't give me one either. So
that's 2.
So the producer of this show, who runs the studio, happens to know one of I don't know if it's their business manager or their marketing rep or whatever, but he knows somebody who's close to them. And so he sends an email with a message saying, hey, I'm a little bummed out that, my friend went and asked and didn't get, and I would love to be able to give him. And he got nothing from the email. And he's like, son of a gun, I can't believe I got shot down. So he sent the email
3
again.
times.
I know. Like a month later, sends the email again. Gets nothing. All of a sudden, about 2 months after that, I get a brown envelope in the mail with a picture and a signature. Nothing, no note, no nothing. Just it was almost like, here, you stupid baby, just take the damn thing and leave us alone. So that's how I got my signature.
Penn and Teller.
Yeah, Penn and Teller. So
Wow.
so now we
That's
display
2 for 1.
Yeah, I know. And now we display it.
Do you
proudly at
want-
our magic shop?
Do you want to see it?
I would love to see it.
So
Do you have it right there?
he's
Or
going
going to get it.
But we display it proudly in our magic shop now, and I actually have the note with the story about how I got it inside, just in case I die and somebody needs something to tell.
And there it is.
There it is. Look at
Here,
that.
tilt it up. Tilt.
Tilt.
There you go. That way you get rid of the glare. Wow. You can actually read Teller's kind of, which is funny because he doesn't talk.
I'm glad he also pointed himself out because I get confused as to who's who. So
Well, and they've written in different colors too, black and red. So
I know.
It's like checkers.
and they were actually physically signed.
Okay, this is in the museum. I'm gonna go put it away now.
Okay.
How
And
come you weren't wearing white gloves when you were holding that, Joshua?
no, he defiled my
Your most prized possession.
So another interesting story about that is there was a kid that I used to teach magic to who had bone cancer.
Okay.
And so one of the things, so we just got a text from one guy saying they sign autographs after all the shows. I got Teller. I know, but this was not a show.
It was an airplane.
I know. So this was one of my students had bone cancer, and so the Make-A-Wish Foundation granted him a wish. Well, his wish was to get a magic lesson from Teller.
Oh, man.
And
That is so cool.
He was, and apparently he was incredibly cool about it. He talked, he videoed, and she's like, "I know you don't talk. Is it okay if I video?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." He said, "I talk. I just don't talk on stage." So he did that, and then they were getting the haircut because he got to go. I believe he got to do a stage appearance or something like that. So they were getting a haircut. Well, it happened to be the same place that Penn gets his haircut. And so they were telling the hairdresser that they were here and they're getting a magic lesson from Penn and Teller. And she said, "Shh, don't say anything, but Penn's coming here in an hour for a haircut." So they stuck around, and Penn was actually very gracious to him as well.
Wow.
So they sound like two cool dudes. I know it was, as some 50-plus-year-old guy, creepy guy, coming up to him on an airplane saying, "Hey, can I have your autograph?"
Did you sound like that? If you sounded like that, I'd turn you down too.
I think I would probably reject me too.
Rejected.
Yes. I would be like, stalker. So
I have a restraining order against you now.
well, he does. So
Well, he's got your address, so
yeah, he does. Oh, great. Yeah. We'll probably never see them in our shop. But so you started this podcast. What inspired it? What kind of brought this about?
I think it was a conversation with you that kind of got me thinking about it.
I'm sorry, you stole my idea. What?
Don't worry, your check is in the mail.
I know.
Of all the money I've made from it so far.
I know.
Yeah. We had been hanging out and chatting at your shop, and I believe I brought my son with me, and we were just shooting the breeze or whatever. But one of the things I do is I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I always say that people who listen to podcasts, it's only a matter of time before they start their own, and that was years ago for me. I did Successful Performer Cast, and I've done a Disney podcast and this and that. But one of the types of story or podcasts I listen to is storytelling podcasts. One of my favorite being The Moth. And I thought it would be a really cool idea if I could get stories from other entertainers, kind of offering people a backstage view of what it's what it's like in their lives, kind of. People see their favorite entertainers on stage or on TV, or they listen to their music, and but they would really like kind of a peek behind the curtain, and so that's kind of what this show gives them as well. And so it's still evolving and this and that, but that's basically the gist of it, just collecting stories from entertainers and war stories, as it were, and putting them out for other people to listen to.
Well, I saved the setting the stage on fire story, so if you ever want to have me on, I have that one.
We shall set up a date.
So and then
make a note.
The birthing stories.
Wait, what?
Oh God.
Oh, I gave birth to that young man. Well, I didn't give birth, but
he likes to claim he predicted my birth.
I did.
Well, I was going to say birthing the idea of a really cool magic trick or a routine, right? But no, I mean, you had to go literal on me. So
that was literal. He's like a spawn of my So anyways, we digress. So that's cool. So now, how long have you been doing the show?
Oh man, I think I started it just right at the end of the year, or maybe it was the beginning of this year. It was right around that time, somewhere at one point.
I've just been informed that we're getting weird again.
Well, you're getting weird. If we're going to be specific.
Oh, okay.
Do we have people chatting or something? Or are they saying?
Yes, we do. But so, anyways, so how many are you doing this weekly, monthly?
It's roughly weekly. Sometimes I can't, life happens and this and that. Yeah. But I try and put them out once a week. So yeah.
And where now I believe we have a sample of one of those shows. So tell us a little bit about this, and then I'll go ahead and play it for our.
Yeah. Are we going to do both of them, or?
Yeah. Are they? Yeah. Yeah.
They're short. They're like 5 minutes each. So okay. Yeah. So this first one is not by a magician. He's an actor out here where I'm in Orlando, and his name is Marcus Vowell. And I kind of teased this story earlier in this conversation, but this is the guy who in the performance of a stage play, there was a point where, and he'll get into this, but there was some broken glass on the stage, and he accidentally put his knee down onto the broken glass. And it's, yeah.
All right. So
it's a pretty good one.
So here's the episode with Marcus Vowell.
Yeah, and it's just a clip out of an episode.
All right, here we go.
Here is Marcus telling about the time he accidentally put his knee down on top of broken glass during a live performance on stage, and how that played out.
We did a farce called It Runs in the Family. And one of the sort of farcical things is there are because farce things. And when somebody comes in, I believe it was my wife, I didn't want to be recognized, so I immediately hit the floor behind this couch. Well, I do that, and my knee comes down on a shard of glass.
Oh no!
And I go, oh, I'm not, I'm keeping it together. I'm not making noises, but I was like, oh, this is not. I don't know. I can't assess the damage right now. And so I at one point I have to sort of cover for the fact that I'm on the ground behind the couch by looking like I'm scrubbing the floor and like crawling across the floor and cleaning it. Right. And so I'm leaving this like murder trail of blood across the floor of the set. And everybody on set is like, you can tell when people have noticed that something bad is happening, but they're trying to like, maybe if I don't act like I noticed, then I won't have to be part of fixing this, And so I'm doing this, and then I finally get to make an exit. And so I get backstage, and I'm supposed to be right back on in like 20 seconds. And so one of my castmates was like, and got some duct tape. And so since it's on my knee, the glass didn't go into my leg, very far because it hit my kneecap, thankfully. And so that it was easy to get that out. And then he just puts duct tape on my knee. And so I go back on stage. I'm still in this nurse's uniform. I now have duct tape on my knee and blood kind of smeared down my knee. I have no idea what the people in the audience were thinking, because I have no idea, because I can't see anything now because all of this, has happened. And so I'm doing good just to get my lines out, and kind of focus on the other cast and the thing. It's not because I lost blood or anything. It's just because so much crazy stuff happened that I was not expecting to happen that day. And so, yeah, it kind of screwed my thought processes up just a tad, but we made it through it. And so that was kind of what you're talking about, a nightmare situation where I have no idea, because I can't look down and see how does it look out here on the stage, because then I'm acknowledging that it happened, and then that's breaking the fourth wall, as they say. And so I'm like, no, everything that happens on stage is exactly what was supposed to happen on stage, so let's just keep going, I guess.
Wow.
And, so it was really weird. It was kind of a strange night.
And so that nurse costume then would mean you were probably wearing a skirt.
Ironic,
and so there was nothing covering your knee, like pants to even remotely protect your knee.
Were pulled all the way up, so to keep them on. I had the pants on, but they were squished up, for story reasons. Because eventually, I take them off and I've got my pants all the way up. So yeah, just skin to glass to stage. Not a good combination.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Clean up on backstage left or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so that was Marcus. Now is it pronounced vowel?
Yeah, Marcus Vowel.
Yeah.
As opposed to consonants.
Yes. So we had a little technical difficulty in the beginning of that little clip, but I think it was okay. They got the meat of it. I just discovered that when I take
the blood.
the blood. Yeah, literally. And I just discovered that when I take myself off screen, I also take all the audio with it. So that makes. And we all know that empty airways are really pleasant and enjoyable to listen to. So
our audience is accustomed to the fact that we don't practice before we go and do anything on stage. So, I mean,
what do you mean on radio?
On radio, sometimes on stage. I mean, do we really ever practice?
I practice all the time. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, you do it when I'm not looking then.
I don't know why, but I believe you.
So,
if anybody else believes him, though.
Yeah. So I actually just watched. Were you at the Magical Life show?
No. Which one?
Magic of Life. It was about 2 or 3
No.
years ago.
Oh,
It was a show that was based on, I told a story basically of my life and how magic was an impact throughout all these different things that have happened to me. And so my youngest son played the little me, Joshua played the showman in me, and then I was playing, the old me. And
So
we kind of took them. Go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say we were very literal in our casting. Jared was, 12 at the time. And that's when Dad started to get really engaged in magic. And then I was, 23 or so, 23, 24. Yeah. And that's when Dad had all of that stuff happen to him, which was meeting my mom and then going and doing all that stuff. So
it was actually, I watched the show. Now, I don't know about you, Kris, but a lot of times when I watch the shows, my show's back again, I'm kind of like, oh, why did I do that? Oh, man, I can't believe. Oh, wow. Did I really say that?
Yeah. It's hard.
all the time.
I watched this one and I went, that was a really cool show.
Oh, you narcissist.
I know. It was a really cool concept. The way, we did like jacket changes to represent my dad, and then Harry Blackstone Jr. and all this kind of stuff, and it was a really neat concept. So, I don't know why I brought that up, other than to say that that I was really good that day.
You're getting weird again there.
Yeah.
They're saying it in the chat.
I know.
I'm watching it right here.
Oh, okay. So I did get one that was, oh my gosh, you guys are cute. Oh, no, funny. I'm sorry. I read that wrong.
They're talking about Joshua.
Yeah, they are.
Obviously.
It's the beard, man.
COVID beard. So you should
have
have
working
the
on
COVID hair. So
yeah, you should have seen it when he had the beard down to like his chest.
It was pretty long.
He looked like he came out of the woods. But so
Lumberjack Joshua.
Oh, yeah.
Kris, how can people listen to your talk show?
Sure. So it's called Performer Stories, and you can find it at performerstories.com. There's a player right up top there, so you can literally just go there, push play. Or if you already have a podcast catcher of choice, we're everywhere. We're Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Stitcher, Google Podcasts. Pretty much anywhere you can listen to audio, we're there. So just search Performer Stories.
Are you on iHeartRadio?
Yes, as well as what is it? Amazon. They have one as well now. I think TuneIn, Spotify. They're the number 2 now in podcasting.
Yeah.
So it's Apple, then Spotify. So
I thought iHeart was the largest one.
I don't know. I think they're like, it's neck and neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but Apple is the king.
Yeah. So everything. So Kris, we are going to do a quick little review here. So I don't know if you have anything, but we're gonna play this little segment, and we will be right back.
There is an outbreak among us. It is limited to only a small portion of our population. They have a sickness. They have an addiction. They collect bicycle playing cards, which is bad for them, but great for us because we have almost 500 decks of playing cards to choose from. They'll go crazy in here. They'll spend every last penny This is their story. This is Playing Cards Anonymous here on Magic Talk.
Yeah, that's right. We're not going to be doing the item of the week because I played the wrong clip. So we're going to be doing Playing Cards Anonymous. And this happens to be Joshua's favorite segment because
absolutely favorite.
He is in love with playing cards. Now, Kris, you collect playing cards too, don't you?
I do not have a problem. I don't know who you've been talking to.
It's okay. You're amongst friends.
Yes. So we are actually going to be...
Please open up to us. We need to know.
Hey, we sell those.
I-
Dad.
I hear you, brother. You are amongst family.
Oh, is that the history ones?
It is the national parks playing cards.
Oh,
And then this is really cool. Do you mind if I share these real quick?
not at
Yeah.
all.
Right.
Now,
Go
okay,
right ahead.
I know that you guys have like a ton of playing cards. How many do you guys have?
We're over 500 decks.
Okay. Do you have this deck of cards?
We have 12
we do
history ones.
You
but
do?
we
Yes.
do not.
Oh,
but
okay.
actually we have the national park one. We have one that's like on American presidents, the Revolution, New York City, gangsters.
He was asking if we carry that deck.
I know, but I'm trying to
You
direct
should.
the decks that we do have.
Oh,
Okay.
So
And soon to be the national parks playing cards.
okay.
Chris, we have to treat this like a regular anonymous meeting. You have to say your name,
Oh, sorry.
and then you have to state your addiction,
Yes.
Okay.
and then we will introduce ourselves to you as well. Go ahead.
Okay. I start or you guys start?
You start.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
So,
You're
so
gonna-
hi, my name is Chris, and I'm a playing card addict.
No, Josh. It's
hi.
Josh. Okay.
What Josh said.
All right. Go ahead. Here you go, Chris. That's big.
My name is Chris, and I am a playing card addict.
Hi,
Chris.
Chris. Yes.
Hi guys.
That's it. That's all we got.
So what do you have to share, Chris?
Okay. So let's
So
see.
so this deck of cards has since I'm a graphic designer as well, this is kind of like it mixes both worlds of magic and art, but this has the artwork of a bunch of national parks. Now, Channel Islands, obviously, because you guys are there in Ventura,
Yeah.
but it's got like Joshua Tree. That one's for you, Joshua.
It's my tree.
Yeah.
See?
Exactly.
I
it's
have
your
a tree.
Denali, and these are all posters, poster artwork for all these national parks, and it's just one of the coolest things. That one's upside down, I think. That is Hot Springs.
Oh, very
You
cool.
know, and
So it's
so
not-
yeah,
The pictures, they're artwork that people have drawn of those.
exactly.
Nice.
And it's by one specific artist. Let's see here. Anderson Design Group is I guess a firm that was commissioned to do the artwork for these. And if you go to any of the national parks, you can find like a book with all of the artwork, and obviously they sell these. And I believe you guys would be able to get them in your shop too, because that's another really cool deck of cards. But I don't have a problem.
That's
It's okay. You're amongst friends. You can go and feel safe and open with us.
Well, I haven't accomplished the first step yet, which is acceptance, isn't it?
We're working on
I don't
it.
accept.
well.
But we're
that I
working
have a
on it.
problem.
So, Chris, we actually have two stages to our Playing Cards Anonymous.
Well, he does.
The first stage is the addict stage. So we are developing a deck of cards that's around being an addict. Stealing money from your wife so that you can buy a deck of cards.
Like I said, he has
Yeah.
two that he's pining for those two, and I'm trying to steer him away, but he's getting really negative with it.
So
We'll see if I steal money
Stealing.
for playing cards. I'm also taking food out of my kids' mouths. So
Well, that's also an admitting to be an addict.
Stealing,
yeah.
crime,
Well, that's why
murder.
Joshua's so skinny.
So the thing with the addicts, we want to do an addict deck and an addiction deck and a recovery deck. So one are the 4 steps of addiction. One's going to be really dark. One's so like the spades or whatever, and then there'll be 4 steps to recovery. And we're all in the addict stage right now, where like my kids don't eat, and actually I've had one of them that actually chewed on a deck of cards because they were so hungry. But
Hey, It was an accident, okay?
I'm just saying.
It
So-
was an accident. Please leave it alone.
You know,
I didn't do it on purpose.
the thing was, it was a Mountain Dew deck, and he just went crazy. So, yeah.
I can't help myself.
Okay, so Josh, you have a deck of cards.
I do, actually.
Okay.
And this one is a deck that we carry.
Yeah,
actually, what?
thank you for doing that. You know, it's was the deck food themed? Yes,
Mountain Dew.
yeah. So Josh, you happen to have a deck that we carry that you're going to show.
Yeah, actually, it is a Theory 11 deck, and it is the Hudson deck. If you guys can see that. Actually, this is what the backs end up looking like, kind of. It's not all of the colors, particularly. It's actually looks like. Where's the light going on here?
Yeah.
If you guys could see that. Actually, with this one, I really like Theory 11, just in general, because after, what was it? I believe it was Steampunk was their last really crappy deck that they came out with. And once they got that one out of their system, all the other decks actually feel phenomenal.
We just lost them as a sponsor.
Oh yeah, okay. so
Isn't
what?
that the ones you can buy at Target though?
Yeah, Steampunk. Yeah. But yeah, this one actually, I love the way this one feels. It fans and everything. And actually, you can Pharaoh these ones. You can't Pharaoh them from the face. You Pharaoh them from the back. And one thing, at least from customers of my age bracket, they really like the thin border. Instead of the borderless, they really love the thin border. And I actually really love the thin border too. It really helps to make any type of flourish or how it looks on the table really pop very nicely. And it just sounds good. I don't know where the microphone is on this, but it just sounds really nice and really crisp. Even though Dad's going to tell me it sounds like a fart.
How did you know?
Because you tell it to me every time.
That's exactly
Dad
what
jokes.
Yeah, I know. Pull my finger.
But yeah, actually, this one, it does come in the green color like this, and it comes in black. And we do carry both.
Very cool. All right, well, I'm going to show a Bugs Bunny deck that we do not carry.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so we're done. We're done with the PCA deck.
I believe so. Everyone, thank you for sharing. Meeting is adjourned. We'll see you here next week.
Chris, have you earned any badges?
I don't know.
How many decks you got?
Oh, certainly not enough.
Not enough. That is the right answer. Thank you for sharing, Chris. That is exactly the right answer.
Joshua keeps losing his 1 month badge.
What? Because I relapsed?
Yes, every single month you relapse.
And you know Father's Day is coming up too, so decks of cards.
Yeah. I won't see any because I got
because you already have them all.
Yeah, I know. So
he'll just go behind the counter and say, "Here, look." So I got you this one, right? Food themed. There you go. Yeah, somebody said food themed. Yes, it's food themed.
That would be great. Josh wraps up the deck. Josh, don't we carry this deck? Yeah, that's where I think I got it from. Okay.
Be thankful, for God's sakes.
I know. So Chris, we have another clip from a show that you did, and so tell us about this one.
So this next clip is a story by Jonathan Pritchard, a mentalist from the Chicago area. He used to be known as Johnny Zavant, but he had spent a lot of time working with James the Amazing Randy and at his foundation. And I was able to chat with him a little bit about that, and he shared a couple of really fond memories that he had working with him, and a really cool just a really cool memory in particular about James Randi. So
Cool. All right. So here we go. We have Jonathan Pritchard.
here is Jonathan recalling some fond memories having worked with James the Amazing Randi. Yeah, I was going to ask you because you've done a lot of work with the late great James Randi. I wanted to find out if you have any stories or anything working with him real quick before we sign off.
Oh man, all of them.
Yeah.
Like everything I do is basically just some flavor of something he taught me.
Yeah.
Is basically it. It's like I have even more treasures of things that he had given me from his act back in the day, like some of the locks he would use for routines and books that he created, like stuff nobody knows about. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically kind of my favorite memories were living at the foundation, and I had a room at the foundation that was all mine, just kind of where I lived. And then practically every day for lunch we would go to IHOP. And all the servers there knew both of us very quickly. And Randy would keep doing tricks for them, and we just talk about life and showbiz and his adventures and how he thought about things. And like he went on for about 2 hours about the right way to make somebody levitate. And I'm not talking about method. I'm talking about the right way to gesture in the direction of the person who's levitating to make it look like you're the person levitating them. And he'd be like, this guy does it this way, and it's wrong for this reason. This guy used to do it this way, and it was wrong for that reason. So just the level of detail that he could maintain is amazing. Hence the name, Amazing Randi. To this day, he's still the only person I will refer to as amazing. But the coolest thing was something that he pointed out the first day that we met. And 15 years later, it was still true, which was he couldn't not crumple up a napkin.
Okay.
If he had a cocktail napkin, he would crumple it up until it's this tight little ball. That would be his one ahead for doing sponge balls with cocktail napkins. So that if somebody goes, hey, Randy, you're a magician, show us a trick. Oh, a trick. I couldn't possibly. I don't. You see those two napkins there? Would you wad those up? Just ball them up. Yeah, excellent. So he's already one ahead. It was a non-conscious pattern that every single one that he would get his hands on, he'd just crumple it up. We would be at Vegas for the amazing meeting, having breakfast at a diner, crumple it up. At IHOP, crumple it up. He did that for me in the first half hour that we knew each other. I escorted him to a luncheon on my college campus, and then they had cocktail napkins, and he had crumpled it up, and then somebody asked him, and he turns to look at me, and he's like, watch this. Does the sponge balls with wadded up napkins, and as we were walking away, he goes, yeah, I can't not do that. Like, I get a napkin in my hand, I wad it up, and I don't even realize it until I look down and it's there. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm ready to do this. So it's just such a habit and a pattern that every single time we'd have dinner, lunch, breakfast, if there was a paper napkin, he'd just roll it up and he'd be ready every time.
Wow. That I love that story, because I mean that's not something your normal person would know about him, or even other magicians who haven't spent time with him. I had no idea about that, but that just gives me a little more of an insight into who James Randi was as a person, Wow.
One of my favorite people I've ever met.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You know what I just realized, Josh? Kris is so polite.
He is very polite.
And I think that might be where we went wrong with our show.
Well, we're still number 5.
I'm like incredibly immature.
No, sorry, Kris, that was no dig at you. We're doing something right. I'm just saying.
I'm Canadian, okay? So come on, all right?
There you go. That's the reason.
Hey.
Yeah, we're sitting here listening to this really fun story, and I'm peeking behind the Magic Talk logo, waving to people. I mean, come on. When am I going to grow up?
That.
I know. It's like
he was talking about James Randi. A little respect here, James.
I get it. I get it. I'm like, I'm totally immature, and I need to grow up. This is why Joshua like assumes the father role.
Is that why he's the boss?
Yeah,
probably.
That has a lot to do with it. So, all right. So now, Josh, we are going to go into the segment that we should have gone into before we did the Playing Cards Anonymous. And this is my favorite segment. I don't know if it's yours, but here we go.
It's pretty good.
Is it good? Should I buy it? Does it suck? Did I get ripped off? Is it more of a craft project than a magic trick? These questions and more answered now on the Magic Item of the Week here on Magic Talk.
Okay. So, Kris, do you have like a favorite routine that is your go-to routine? I mean, anything you do, this is the thing I'm taking out. You happen to be out and about and somebody says, "Oh, you're a magician. Can you show me a trick?" Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, I usually do like Crazy Man's handcuffs, or I do something with my wedding ring, which I always have on me. Make it vanish or juggle it or whatever. Little. Well, of course, there's a little burst of gravity, but hey, it's been a while, with the
wow, that's cool.
With the pandemic and all, but hey,
that sounds like a heavy ring too.
Yeah, it is. It's I don't know. It's like tungsten or something. I don't know.
Okay.
It's indestructible.
So Crazy Man handcuffs is kind of like. So do you always wear elastics around the wrists and stuff like that? Normally when
I go out, yeah.
Yeah.
I always try to make sure I have some rubber bands around my wrist or whatever.
Your wife is sitting there going, "What do you mean your wedding ring? You always have your wedding ring with you, like always."
I do.
Yes.
See what I did there?
You never take that off. I do.
in fact, she trained it. I mean, it doesn't matter how long it's off my finger. It's always going to jump right back on, and so, and that's why I have permission for performing magic with my wedding band. So because she knows, and she is in complete support. She is my biggest support, and I wouldn't be able to do magic if it weren't for her. So.
Wow.
That was slick.
See?
She's sitting right over there.
Oh, okay. I was going to be like, wow, totally polite. I mean, it's just, it's amazing. He's going to be number 4 pretty soon, Josh. I mean,
okay.
He's so polite. Now,
maybe too polite.
we, by the way, we have one listener, but she clicks the like button a lot. So
God.
That's my mom. So do you know my mom is
Hi, James's mom.
Yeah. Do you know she's never really actually listened to the show? She asks me
because she watches it.
I know, but she asks me every time. She's like, "How do I listen to it?" I'm going, "Mom, we talk about you every show. You should be listening to it." So all right. This is mine. I'm gonna take the road, Josh, or the helm, because you already did your thing. So I'm gonna do mine next. Okay.
All right, fine. Go ahead.
All right. So I am going to be talking about no choice. So why is my monitor so? Gee whiz! I don't know if you saw that or not, but I believe Scott just came on and started to take control of his computer.
Oh.
I'm sitting here about to demonstrate, and all of a sudden I see Rough Edge now has control of your computer. It's like, wait a minute, I'm in the middle of a show, Scott. So, and I think he just texted me and he said, "Sorry, didn't know you were still live." We'll be off shortly, Scott. If you'd listened to the show, you'd know that. Anyways, so this is called No Choice. This is actually a really cool effect. And so what you do is you have someone freely select a card from anywhere in the deck. It is a free choice. There is no force. They freely select the card and you place it into the sleeve. And then you ask them to remove the dollar bill from the clip. This is a magnetic clip. And it has your prediction written on the bill. And then when they pull out this card, it matches what you predicted. So you have them select the card and slide it into the little wallet. So nobody's seen it. You have them read the prediction, then they take the card out, and it's the matching card. It's a very cool effect called No Choice. The results are different every time if you want them to be. And the only thing that I found with it is that you have to kind of work the wallet a little bit because it's a little stiff, especially with a poker size playing card. If you use maybe a bridge size, it would go in a lot better. But it is a very tight fit for the card, so it's a little stiff. The more you work it, the better it will end up being. But well worth the money. No Choice. You can get it at our shop online, so check it out. And that's my thing. All right, Josh, you brought something?
I did. Actually, this one's a brand new one that we just got in. This one's called lights. I gotta figure out a better light over here. Random Happenings.
Okay.
This is actually this is a trick that was done by Ryan Schlitz, and it's a book test. But it's a different type of book test. It's not like here, flip through the pages of the book test. In this book test, he actually rips the book apart. And he goes and he mixes up all the pages after he rips the spine of the book off. And then he goes and he has the spectator select a bunch of pages from the book after they get mixed up. And then he goes and has the spectator pick one page from the bunch of pages that they have. And then they even go and tear those pages into eighths. So he goes and has them rip up the page and then make one selection of those pages. And then what you're able to do actually is have a prediction of the word that they are thinking of from that one little eighth of a page.
Now, my understanding is that you can borrow somebody's book, so you rip up somebody else's book and then you leave.
No.
Oh,
that would be true magic if you could do it that way.
Those are the great book. Hey, can I borrow a book? Any book off your shelf? Any book at all? Oh, that one, great. Now we're just going to rip out a few pages out of this book, and So, Chris, let's try it. Let's just take a book and just start ripping pages out of the book. And no, not going to happen. Which book is this?
It's Houdini, The Untold Story by Milburn Christopher.
Great book.
Don't rip that one up.
Yeah.
No.
So, actually, it is as cool as it sounds, and you can redo it a bunch of different times. He tells you exactly how to reset up the book and the pages, and then the cover of the book, everything like that.
Cool.
And it doesn't take a whole lot of time to reset either. It's definitely not something that you can do moving from table to table. But if you go and have back-to-back shows, it is definitely something that you can set up again.
Very cool.
Within from one show to the other.
So, Chris, I want to try something. Go ahead and take that book out, please.
Okay.
And I want you to flip to any page you'd like.
Okay.
You there? Okay. Now, I cannot see the page. I can't see the book. I don't know anything about it. Correct? You are on.
I know.
You are on page 89, and the first line of the book says, the amazing Harry Houdini.
Whatever, dude. You'll have to tell me after. Like, I don't even know what you did there, but that was nuts.
Were you on page 89?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm amazing.
Indeed.
Yeah, it was funny. There was a magician at the castle that tells the story of Di Vernon.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Adventures.
He apparently went up to Di Vernon at the Magic Castle and he pulls out a card. He said, "Name a card." And Di Vernon named it and he turned it over and it was that card. And he put the card back in the deck and he walked away. And he said it drove him nuts that whole night. Like, how did you do that? And finally, at the end of the night, he went up to him and said, "It was a guess."
It was a goof. I didn't know.
He pulled out a card and you called it. So that's one of those effects that, you know, if you hit it, all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, you are the best magician in the world.
See,
That's
now
a
you just
unicorn.
gave it away, though.
Oh,
You just revealed it.
I did. I'm sorry.
My thoughts about you are so vastly different now after hearing that.
I'm still immature though, right?
Very.
Yes.
See, I am young at heart, and that's all that matters. So
Childish, not childlike.
there you go.
Or is it backwards? I don't know.
It might be, yeah, who knows? So Kris, one more time. We're running out of time. So one more time, give us that website address.
Sure. Performerstories.com. Look for Performer Stories anywhere you can listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, Performer Stories.com.
All right, awesome.
.com.
And I need to talk to Scott because Scott told us that not everybody can get on iHeartRadio, but apparently that's not. Oh, wait a minute, that sounded like a really bad dig. I didn't mean it like that at all. I was just told that it was really hard. So how many stations are you on?
I don't know, some stations. What are you talking about? Radio?
Yeah,
That would be a big fat zero.
Okay.
We're
we're on Rough Edge FM.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
Wow.
of course,
Tell me about Rough Edge FM.
it's Scott Bolton, and he runs this station out of the House of Magic.
Nice.
So we're like the only thing that's airing on his station right now, but it's live.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So whoever's listening in their car, hi.
My mom.
Hi, James's mom.
Yeah, I know.
Joshua's grandma.
Yeah. So, Kris, it was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you coming on. We miss you out here in California, and can't wait to see you when you come back. And
visit.
Now, what brought you out to Florida, by the way?
We were running far away from the wildfires, as far as we could get, literally.
You know, my youngest son is absolutely terrified whenever he sees a fire now. He was so traumatized by that last fire. Like, big. So I hear you there. I heard a great meme the other day. In California, we are like free-range chickens on a tax farm.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to be running from. Anyways, Kris, it was a lot of fun. It was great talking to you again. I hope you guys all enjoyed the show. Now, Kris, we do have a tradition here at White Rabbit. When we play our commercial, you'll know exactly what to do.
Abracadabra, hocus pocus, presto. Pick a card, any card. Some words are magic. They sparkle with the promise of something wonderful, but they're still just words until you add that something wonderful to the mix. And that's what you'll find at the White Rabbit Magic Shop in Santa Paula. Their
Dust
includes world-class tricks and illusions that are not only for sale, but that they will teach you to master. In addition, White Rabbit Magic Shop is world-renowned for its amazing collection of bicycle playing cards, with nearly 500 decks in stock. So, if you're serious about magic, then say it with us. At the White Rabbit Magic Shop,
Here we go.
we believe
We-
in magic.
Oh wait.
The White Rabbit
oh
Magic
man.
Shop. Located
We
at
like-
15500 Telegraph Road.
Okay,
Sweet-
cut.
We missed it.
We totally blew that. I mean, you know,
See, I did tell you we don't practice on the show.
yeah. Well, we all have to say we believe in magic when it says that.
People are going to start getting sick of it now.
It's like a tradition, and we just like totally blew that because we were goofing around with taking our thumbs off, and and you got me started on that one. All right, so here we go. We're gonna take two on this. Here we
So,
go.
if you're serious about magic, then say it with us. At the White Rabbit Magic Shop,
We
We
believe
believe
magic.
in magic.
That
Rabbit
was
Magic
horrible.
located at 15500 Telegraph Road, Suite B15 in Santa Paula. For more information, please call 805-850-3051 or check us out online at wr-magic.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. Thanks again, Kris. It was great having you on. Good luck with your podcast. We look forward to some more amazing stories, and I look forward to being able to tell you about me setting the stage on fire. No, David, we are not taking 20. Joshua, you know I love you. And so we will see you all next week. Bye.